I don't think people understand how hard it was for athletes last year without the fan base in the stands. And it's just, to me, it's a reward to have a huge meet coming up and to have our fan base showing up and supporting us and having a raucous crowd again.
I hear we have a special guest in your brother, Jess Graba, and SUNY's Olympic coach this weekend. What's the relationship between the three of you when it comes to gymnastics?
She says he's like a second dad to her, so I guess that, and I told her, I guess that makes me the crazy uncle. She didn't disagree, so I'm assuming that she maybe sees it that way. You know, my brother and I are a lot alike. We have a lot of the same mannerisms, so we coach alike. So I do think it's familiarity for her, but I think she's comfortable, but also knows that we're communicating on how to push her too. She feels like she can continue to get pushed.
It really does seem like you have a team of superstars this year, full of depth. What's clicking for your team this year?
They're really just bought into each other. We do have a lot of talent. We brought every routine back from last year except one. You know, we've had 2 postseasons wiped out for us. I think that hurts the juniors and seniors, and they don't want to do that again, and they know what it's like to have the rug yanked up from underneath you. And I think the freshmen and sophomores are just embracing anything that can happen. They're going to be all for it.
Very good. Folks, you're not seeing double. That is Jess and Jeff Graba. Jess, of course, the Olympic coach of SUNY Lee, and his identical twin brother, Jeff, is her coach here at Auburn. There is Jess in the stands. So great that he came here to cheer her on tonight. Her first all-around competition as a collegiate athlete. And there is her current coach and the twin brother, Jeff. And he's already doing a terrific job with this young lady in the transition to college gymnastics. More SUNY Lee and this gymnastics competition when we come back.
Their vaults for the first time this season. They're doing 6 10-0 start value vaults, and better yet, they're making history as the first NCAA team to lead off with a Yurchenko double full. We're bringing the heat, they're bringing the difficulty. What do you think about that, Bart?
Oh, I think that's terrific, Sam. Thank you very much. As you can see by the scores on your bottom right, Auburn has a slight lead of 5/100ths of a point after the first rotation. We expect this one to come right down to the last landing of the last athlete tonight, Kathy.
And this event for Alabama could be a game changer. Watching them warm up, they were all so on. They were hitting the landings, doing the big vaults. And when we see this first vault, Shalyn Olson, she's performing it as well as I've ever seen her do today in warm-ups. If she bottled that and can pull that off here and stick it, this is huge.
Shalyn Olson represented Canada in the Olympics in Tokyo. She was a finalist on the vault there, and she has been a finalist at World Championships as well. She's as good as they get here.
And she is used to this pressure situation. She rose to the occasion, got the landing. That is one of the best vaults she's done in the NCAA, and her teammates are thrilled. Very, very good high vault. What Shalyn does better than anybody, she can twist like a cat, so quick, knows where that landing is. Her chest is slightly forward, so they could take a slight deduction for that. But wow, great to see that vault.
Drew Watson had a 9.95 last week on bars.
This super senior came back for this. Ooh, so she caught that bar a little too close on that release move. A little bit short on that handstand. She's swinging a little bit tight. You gotta relax enough to really let the swing do the work for you. Half in, half out. Kind of missed the release point. Couldn't quite get the stick, but it was really a solid routine for them to start. So when you see this from the side, look how close she is. She just cut everything off short, rushed it a little bit, but she managed the regress and the swing out of it.
Back to Alabama now. Shalyn Olson led them off with a 9.9. That's her season high. What a start for the Crimson Tide. Remember, they trail by 5/100ths of a point behind Auburn. Maddie Wellagora set to do the all-around champion.
And watch the set. That's what we call it on ball. When she blocks off the table, you'll see a slight delay before she goes into the twist. A beautiful technique, and she hits it. It was a little rushed. Didn't quite get the usual set that I was seeing in the warm-up, so she was slightly under-rotated, but she went for the big 10-0 start value, so good for her.
Both of these teams have a lot more depth than they're used to in the past. And last year, of course, obviously with injuries and COVID protocols, many times they were just piecing together whoever they could get healthy at the time to put together a competition. This year, both teams have a lot more superstar athletes to reach in and step up. Cassie Stevens has been an MVP for Auburn. She is consistent.
And a great competitor. Watch this release move. Out of the toe handstand. She'll also do the ray. Nice distance from the bar. Those arms were outstretched. Hits the handstand on the barrel. Oh, a little bit short on that final handstand. They may take a slight deduction there. Double layout. Just a little bit too much pipe down to get the stick, but that's a routine they're going to be happy with.
A junior from Phoenix, Arizona.
So watch this. Very good height, 2 feet above the bar, and then the regress. Arms extended straight out, nicely done. And the dismount, this is a double layout. It was a little bit whippy in the air, meaning didn't quite maintain that stretched laid out position.
Talk about momentum. Alabama has it. Walagora, a 9.825. Here's Hayley Quinn.
Yet another 1.5 right here. Beautiful form in the air. A big hop on the landing, but the vault was really well executed. She may have been slightly off center. I'm not sure from where I'm sitting.
Talk about the difference when you have all 10-0 scores.
Huge.
Because it's literally, if you count the best 5 scores with a .05 advantage, a team with 10-0 start values literally has a quarter of a point advantage over the rivals, and that's huge in college gymnastics.
It was Michigan's secret weapon last year when they won the national championship, and now all of these top teams kind of know it's like that's the game. And if the more 10-0 start values you can get in the lineup and then stick those landings, giant advantage.
Cassie Stevens had a 9.825. Here's Piper Smith. Season high 9.9 on this event. She's been in the lineup twice.
Watch these transitions. See if she can keep her legs glued together. Right here on the Maloney after the toe hand. Here, slightly apart. And then on the pack, much better job than in warm-ups. Kept those legs more together. Now she does a double layout. Let's see if she can get enough amplitude and rotation to maintain her straight body in the air. All the way to the landing. I think that's her best routine so far this season. She'll be happy. Love these transition skills, and the judges sit right on the side so they can see this shape in the air to make sure you show that beautiful hack salto shape. A little wonky on that handstand pirouette on low bar.
Lexi Graber, the super senior, she elected to compete one more year, which was extended to athletes who were
Watch the speed, the power, and the block. Oh, my. And she went for it. You know what? I got to hand it to her because she got the block. She opened up very aggressively to try to be as perfect as possible and maybe get the stick. She under-rotated though, so they'll take a bigger deduction. Slight arm bend on the table, but see how those arms went out to the side? She was really going hard for perfection.
Reigning NCAA floor champion. We'll see her later on today on that event. Aria Brush, no score this year, has been below a 9.85. This is one of her better events, 9.875 last week against Iowa State.
Does the same combination we've seen many times now. Toe handstand, Maloney up to the high bar, a little loss of toe point, right into the bail. They're doing a nice job hitting these handstands. They have big dismounts, double layout, pretty big over rotation hop at the end. I think the excitement in here and the anticipation of this meet, they're slightly adrenalized. Some are getting a little ahead of themselves, trying to stick too soon, and then some are so pumped up they're overdoing it.
Big moment here from Makari Doggett. She had only a 9.425 on bars last week. She was great here, 9.925.
Huge opportunity here. It's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that step back. So anytime you step back on that vault, that indicates a slight under rotation, which increases the deduction than it would be if it was a step forward. So just rushed that block, didn't quite push all the way through her shoulders. I'm so pleased, though, that they went for all these 10-0 start values. I have to say that right now. And they will get better.
Last week, Darianne Gover had a 9.9 on this event. She can fly. Aria Brush had a 9.85 before her.
And I have in my notes, amplitude in all caps. So it's huge here. Watch the height. Gigantic amplitude on both of those skills. Pretty good job on that half pirouette. Now watch this. You're not going to believe the height above the bar on this dismount. Pulls us a double back. She does it all above the bar. And nails the landing.
The student section leapt to their feet in unison on that one.
Watch this. 2 feet off the bar. And she turns it over, though, to make the regress. And then floats that back salto down. But this was the chef's kiss. Check this out. Half in, half out. Boom.
Luisa Blanco, she had shoulder surgery last year at the end of the season. This is the event that irritates her shoulder, so we're impressed to see her in the all-around tonight.
1.5 again. Oh, that's a shame.
Alabama brought a lot of difficulty on vault, and you could see they were really bummed after they landed, and that's because they were on fire in the warm-ups. They were nailing all of them, especially in the 30-second touch, and it looked like they were just going too hard for that stick position. But like Dana would always say, it's a learning moment for them.
Well, they did go for the big difficulty, Kathy, and there's a risk-reward every time, isn't there?
You're so right, and you have to do that, because I watched the warm-ups, and they won warm-ups. They were spectacular there.
Three-time Olympic medalist.
And I love just seeing her collect herself right there. Take a deep breath and watch her beauty in motion here. Impeccable technique, incredible form, exquisite handstand positions. Now watch this form throughout.
Wow. The Olympic bronze medalist. You know, folks, tonight we're seeing not only some of the best gymnasts in the nation, but literally some of the best gymnasts in the world. Suni Lee.
What a fine time to be living through NCAA gymnastics, to be able to see this on display. And most important, what Sunisa wants more than anything else is this team experience, to come to Auburn and be as normal as possible. Well, sorry, Suni, you're not quite normal, because this is extraordinary. Well done.
Darianne Goborn before her had a 9.925. And it's a 9.925 for Sunisa Lee. What a way to round out the rotation for Auburn on the bars. Alabama went for the most difficult vaults being done in the country this year. Stumbled a few times and have lost some ground to the home team. Let's go down to Sam. She's with Dana Duckworth, Alabama's coach.
Dana, you guys made history as the first NCAA team to lead off with Yurchenko double full. What went into the idea and the decision to put her first?
We've been training several 10-0 start value vaults, and we felt like Shallon has the experience, and she can do a great vault and lead us off really strong, which she did. And so that was a big step for the team to be able to get that out there. And obviously we got some work to do, but very proud that we took that big step. And in the long run, it's going to make us a better team.
What's the message to the team heading into the last two events?
You know, we kind of talked about embracing the chaos because we knew it was going to be crazy. We didn't do our job on bars. We definitely have more in the tank on vault. So it's going in and finishing strong. You know, it's kind of like one of those things. You start where you start, it's history. Now what do we do? The next two events are where the championship team is made. So I want to see them just stay aggressive, do what we do every day, and sell their performances. If we do that, then we move forward.
Thanks, Dana. All right, coming up next is
All
my
right,
conversation
thank you to both
with
of you. All right, when we come back, Alabama will be on the floor, and that means we'll get a chance to see super senior Lexi Graber, the reigning NCAA champ.